So we're here at the top of the hill, and the road goes, the main road goes left. It also goes to the right though, but we're looking right at the property. We're toward the east side. Whoop. And we're staring right at the property. So although we could go right, and the property would be on the left, we're going to go left, and the property's on the right. Beautiful, beautiful property. It's the middle of winter, so there are basically no leaves on the trees. But this has tens of thousands of kind of medium-sized hardwood trees. It has some large ones as well that we should be able to see in a minute. We'll go a little ways on this easement road, and now this is the private driveway to the right. It's got that gate right there. You're free to lock that. I doubt you'd have any problems up here either way. It's so remote and private, but for extra security, you're free to do that. So the property does continue to have easement road frontage that way, but we're going to go onto the private driveway and take a look at the building site. So there was a guy out here for several years, lived out here. He was off grid. But he lived out here for a while, and he would work out of state, and this was kind of his home base. And he's moved off of here, and he's taken some of his stuff. But he said he had everything he wanted, and the rest is kind of being left. So, I mean, we'll see what's out here. I know there's an old mobile home frame, as well as possibly an RV and some miscellaneous vehicles. We don't have titles or anything for anything he's left out here. Now this, I guess, was going to be a pond. If you look down there, they've done a big dam, and it just probably needs to be finished up. Great private driveway. What I was saying on the stuff that's left is all we can do, if you like, if you want it, is we can give you a bill of sale which conveys whatever interest we have in the stuff. Other than that, it's just kind of, it is what it is. Okay, so now we're coming up to the building site, and I'm already pretty aware that this is going to look really messy. Generally, we would have our guys come in and spend a couple days, or at least one full day with the skid loader to clean up a project like this, but we simply didn't have time. Let's go have a look. This looks like the start of a cabin at one time. I don't know if that could be brought back to life or not. It's got a bit of a lean to it, but it may be on a solid foundation. There we've got the RV. It looks like some old pickup truck there. A trampoline back there in the woods. Here's the trailer frame. I mean, potentially this could be used as storage, but it looks like it's in really rough shape. I don't think you'd ever want to revamp it to live in it, but maybe for a storage type deal. It is not beautiful, but it could be handy. Who knows? Oh, here's what I wanted to check out. There is apparently a drilled well here that he ran off of a generator. So that's an unusually good bonus. You don't see that too much. With the shut-off valves and all that stuff. We know nothing about it. We make no guarantees at all about the well, but what you see is what you get. It looks really good to me, but you be the judge. This looks like this was a pond at some point. In fact, there's cattails in there. That's really interesting. That could be cleaned out. They've got a pond in the yard here. I see at least one old tractor. There's a big stack of plywood or particle board. But what I'm really trying to do is look beyond the debris and look at this beautiful building site. I mean, this is gorgeous. He picked a really, really good site when he was out here. Nice and open, but it does have a few large trees that were left, but you still have plenty of room for a big house and a yard. If the guys were up here with the skid loader, they'd probably take the medium-sized skid loader with a normal bucket and a grapple bucket, and they would have this looking pristine in one day. With the idea that probably the RV and the trailer, I mean, they would just hook to that and probably drag it off in the woods, but leave the hitch exposed so that if you ever wanted to sell it for junk or someone wanted it, they could come and hook onto it and get it out. There's the hitch is still on there. But then they take the grapple and the bucket itself, and they just kind of run it just above the ground and scoop all this stuff into a pile. And with that pile, you could either burn it, or you could just kind of push it back in the woods 50 feet where it was never to be seen again. Now, to clean this up by hand, you'd have a week or two worth of work. But with a skid loader, this is one day. There's some kind of building there. Looks like maybe a chicken coop. But yeah, I mean, this is just a gorgeous site. Fantastic. We've got some driveways. We've got big timber all over the place. I'm not sure where these roads go, but this is a large property. I'm curious about some of these roads. I mean, for a hunting camp or a vacation home, this is just awesome. Way back up on this hillside, you are going to see so many deer and turkey out here. Beautiful place for a private cabin. In the summertime, this will just be a mass of greenery. This will be gorgeous. We'll do a drone video as well, of course, so you can see it from the air, but yeah, pretty interesting. Here I see a long pipe going across the ground. Maybe that was for the septic or lagoon or whatever. I don't know if it has either. I don't know if it has anything. My daughter would love that trampoline. Got a few leaves, but it's in pretty good shape. Nice timber. I mean, I'm sure this was logged at some point, but we've got a lot of good timber here. Super private up here. Oh man, this is awesome. Old 1-ton truck and an old RV. Like I say, all we can do, if you like, is we can give you a bill of sale that transfers whatever interest that we have in these things. We don't have any titles. I don't know if they exist. Well, here's another big open area. The fun never stops up here on the hilltop. I don't know if I've ever seen a more private site than this. I mean, this is just, not only is the property itself very private, but the site within the property. I mean, we're deep within the acreage here. If you see anybody out here, then they're lost, because this is private. That drilled well is pretty interesting. I really don't know if there's any value in this structure. like they built it fairly well when they built it. We've got some miscellaneous implements for the tractor. I have no idea about any of that stuff. Check us out at InstantAcres.com. Rarely do we get a property like this. This is very unusual. Premium building site. Definitely needs some cleanup. A lot of cleanup. But it's pretty darn neat. I like it. InstantAcres.com. That's us.